Okay, I want to talk a little about dry fasting. So my first dry fast was 4.25 days during a 9-day water fast. So at the end of it, dry fasting basically is a quicker way to get into autophagy, where your body is killing off diseased and malformed cells. Another cool thing is that basically it starts recycling the water in your body, which most of it is found in your cells, and so it actually starts kind of sucking the life water out of the cells, but that actually allows for them to be reformed easier. So yeah, it's part of the autophagy process. One thing to be aware of is that when you're dry fasting, you have increased cortisol, stress response of the body, and so as long as you can be at peace with the fact that you have less energy, you won't create as much cortisol. Because basically, the cortisol comes from energy stress, or you being stressed that you don't have very much energy. So if you can embrace the slowness and that you're just going at a slower pace than everyone, that you have hit the slow mo button and you're just in slow motion, you're totally fine. And you also go into this beautiful phase of like literally burning toxins and stuff like that. There's a heat that is generated where you're actually burning off for energy toxic stuff and cancerous things. Cancer is just not happy. Cancer can't really survive in autophagy states very long. So water fasting and dry fasting are good for that. But like I said, dry fasting can actually get more done in less time. So it's between 3 times as much autophagy or 2 times. So you could say 2.5 to be safe. But that's a lot, you know? And so you can do a shorter dry fast and get a ton done. You just have to accept that you'll be just low energy during that time, which makes it a great time to do a silent retreat, you know, just to be by yourself, to not be watching or consuming mindless entertainment, and to basically just be with yourself and to do your own internal process. I love it. I think it's super powerful. Oh, and the main thing I wanted to say is about my experience. The first time I did dry fast, the only way I can describe it, it was like I had shifted multiple dimensions. I was in the same place, same town, but it was like a different town. My awareness was amplified. I was noticing so many things I didn't notice before. I was so much more receptive and so much more aware, so much sharper. And the only way I can describe it really is that it felt like I had shifted multiple dimensions closer to my higher self. I felt that although it was much more challenging than a water fast, it was so worth it. So worth it. And when you read all the stuff about dry fasting, the more excited you get. Excited about all the things that it's doing for you, and be excited about the internal world shifts or spiritual shifts that you will experience at the end of it. It's totally worth it. I recommend this for people mostly who have done water fasting, you know, beyond 4 or 5 days, because I think you should do water fasting for the first 2 or 3 days, so you can get a saltwater flush in there. And if you want to know about how to do the saltwater flush, let me know and I'll tell you. So that when you're in a dehydrated state, you're not worrying about trying to get the last of your food gone. You've already got it out. And then switch into dry fasting. Start with 1 day. There was a study done on 10 healthy persons who all of them did 5 days of dry fasting. And all of them had health benefits. All of them were fine. Everything was great. So if you're healthy and you've already done water fasting, and you know, absolutely try dry fasting. Thanks. Hope that helped. Love ya.